so the Oakland side of the bay has a lot of different places. Um, so like I mentioned before, the Ghirardelli factory itself is on is in San Leandro. Speaking of chocolate, I just forgot C's Candy is based in San Francisco as well. They have their main factory in South San Francisco, which was in my first area. It was really cool to see, but they didn't offer a lot of tours. But it's still great to see, where it's made, and then a lot of their other facilities are up in the city itself in San Francisco. So that was pretty cool. But on the Oakland side, there's the temple and the Temple Visitor Center. That's just a really great view up there. There's a science museum up in Oakland. There's also Pixar Studios, which is just north of Oakland in a town called the town is called Emeryville, which is a small little area north of Oakland, and there's a lot of different like little shops around there as well. A lot of different shops and restaurants that people love to visit. And what's really cool about, especially Pixar being there, is you meet a lot of members who work for Pixar as a missionary, because Pixar recruits a lot from BYU. So a lot of BYU graduates come out to the San Francisco Bay Area to be able to do that. There's also a couple universities out there that are well known out there. There's University of California, San Francisco, and University of San Francisco. And then there's Cal Berkeley, which is pretty well known. And so there are a lot of different students there as well. Other tourist attractions I can think of. Once you get past the mountains on the east side, there's probably the highest point in the Bay Area, which is a mountain called Mount Diablo, which summits at about 6,000 feet, which is a pretty cool view once you get right up there. I remember going up there on a P-Day with a bunch of other missionaries from our zone, and we had a good time being able to, just like we drove up there. We didn't, ride our bikes or hike up there. That would have taken all day. But, some people were like, kind of heavy breathing about the altitude. For me, just felt like home. Felt like home because where I'm at in Colorado, it's about 6,000 feet. So, and then in the northern area, northeast area, in my last area in Brentwood, there was every year in the summer they have what's called Corn Fest. Brentwood's very known for their corn, very sweet corn, very delicious. And so every time they have their harvest, they hold like this big festival and fair, and be able to, people from all over the Bay Area come, and especially out in Brentwood, you're able to there's a lot of hand picking things. You can go out and pick cherries, go out and pick peaches, go out and pick, apricots, and, some places will let you pick corn, although most of the time it is harvested themselves, the farmers. So, but it's really cool seeing that aspect out there. And like I said, there's a lot of parks around, a lot of great little parks and areas. Back on the other side of the mountains in near Richmond, there's a place called Wildcat Canyon Park, which is a great place for hiking. We went there a lot of times on our P-Days, and I like those kind of places because you just see the beautiful view of the Bay Area. Like I mentioned before, in those first moments, in those last moments in the mission, that's the most thing I remember is that view of the Bay Area. And so it's just like something that you rarely see is something like that, especially on a great, beautiful day when it's not foggy or cloudy or rainy or anything like that. It's just an amazing sight.